Hey all, I am here at The Mill, a creative agency in New York's Soho district for Move Me.
The Mill is a creative technology and content creation studio, and what that means is that we partner with our clients as a creative force to bring their visions to life. Today's event is Move Me. What we've done here today is really an exposition of the type of work that we do for ourselves internally on a constant basis, which is what happens when you take technology, pull it together with humans, and what does that create?
So I started with Reaps One, an internationally known beatboxer for C-Sound, which is basically taking his voice and his beats and turning them into visual sculptures. It's like an iTunes visualizer on crack.
C-Sound is effectively a visual sculpting device that's responsive to the human voice. You are able to sing, speak, whisper, beatbox into a microphone, and by affecting certain aspects of your voice, be it pitch or dynamic, intonation, impact, you are able to shift this ever-morphing shape.
All of the sculptures are dynamic. When a person uses it, it's stunning. But if I'm doing sort of uniquely high frequencies, uniquely low frequencies, that's actually represented in the sculpture. So it means there's a type of visual Easter egg which is there just for me, where the fact that I can push it further than other people can.
Next up is Poeple, my absolute favorite, and not just because it involved Mariah Carey. Basically, this is a giant room set up to look like a movie set. But there's puppeteering, there's karaoke, there's a CGI llama that you control with your hand with gestures.
What we've got here is something called Cyclops. It's technology that we've developed at The Mill. And what it does is it takes environmental data, it takes lighting in a room and actually modifies and colors and reflects the room in the object. It also uses the lighting in order to light the object. What that does is it allows the object to feel like it's really there. With most augmented reality experiences right now, it looks like a ghosted image. What we believe is that by taking the lighting of the room into account when you're creating the content that's going to be in there, it's going to feel a lot more integrated. People are going to have a much more meaningful experience. We actually developed this technology for the human race, which is a technology film, and that's what we're trying to show, is that the future of CGI, the future of visual effects is real time. It's actually being rendered right instantaneously in front of your eyes.
Next up, Clark Hoover, which is basically a room scale VR music video. It's creepy as all get out. Then it was on to Memetics, a gesture-responsive robotic mural. That's a mouthful, but basically it's the sort of thing that you would see at a children's science museum. It's a series of robots connected to gesture controls, each of them holding a different Sharpie. They spin around, they go back and forth. So yeah, pretty simple looking, but pretty technically complicated. Back on the roof, we checked out Strata, which is just behind me over here. Basically, it uses biometric feedback to create a VR experience. It's supposed to help you relax. Apparently, I'm terrible at that, so they had to kind of lift me through the levels.
What's great is you rise or fall based on your calmness levels, which is read through an EEG sensor that you wear over your head. So your brain waves actually control how you move. And it's hard to control your brain waves, it's hard to control your heart rate, but what you can control is your breath. So we try to visualize your breathing as much as possible. So when you breathe, like you can watch the water ripple, you can watch the flowers ripple. Imagine yourself being like having Superman breath. And when you breathe in, all these things breathe towards you. When you breathe out, they all move away from you.
But it's a beautiful experience, one that I kind of question the viability of, just because putting on a VR headset doesn't necessarily make me want to relax. Finally, we checked out Neon Nights. It's a HoloLens augmented reality video game where basically you're transported to the 1980s aesthetics if you're Trapper Keeper to shoot, I don't know, crystals?
What we really want to try and do is show how approachable and easy it is to work with this technology, to tell stories without getting so complex about it. This is essentially as immediate as a game and a bit of fun, but with some pretty high-end stuff around it to make the experience more interesting.
we understand that like AR is like the next computing platform, but we also see it as like the supreme way of like making content.
That's the thing I'm excited about, is that I don't think everyone's quite grasped just how interesting it's going to get. You know, for us, we've always been so in awe of great storytelling around film or the cinematic experience. But now this is the new space that those things are going to happen in, and it's going to explode. It's just incredible.
So we may not have seen super groundbreaking stuff going on here today, but it was the greatest concentration of experimentation happening in VR and AR, and it was some truly impressive stuff.